Hello, my friends. I'm sorry I couldn't be with you, but I needed to be back in Parliament here in Ottawa. Volodymyr, very happy to join with you virtually and all our other G7 partners. Thank you, Joe, for hosting this. Good to see everyone here. Canadian support for Ukraine is unwavering, as is the support of the G7. I'm proud to endorse the joint declaration of support for recovery and reconstruction of Ukraine. I want to make 4 brief points today. 1, we support your continued diplomatic efforts towards a just and lasting peace, including through the peace formula. I was honored to attend the Summit of Peace in Ukraine and Switzerland last June, where I committed to Canada hosting a foreign ministers meeting on the human dimension. Well, I'm pleased to announce that we will host this meeting here in Canada on October 30th and 31st, which we will co-chair with both Ukraine and Norway. And I certainly hope that all of you will be sending your foreign ministers to join with us in this important meeting where we can contribute to the return of deported children, detained civilians, and prisoners of war. Second, on security and military assistance, Canada is determined to continue to work with Ukraine and partners to provide you with all the support you need to achieve victory against Russian aggression. We're providing Ukraine with $500 million in new military assistance that I announced at the NATO summit in July, and we're considering more areas of critical and urgently needed support such as drones, artillery, armored vehicles, and fighter pilot training. We will continue and continue to be there with you as long as it takes. On financing, the G7 under Georgia's leadership came together with a pledge in Apulia to make $50 billion in funding available to Ukraine through the extraordinary revenue acceleration loans, and we're putting those political commitments into action. As I announced in June, Canada stands ready to contribute up to $5 billion towards this initiative, and we'll continue to work with our G7 counterparts to put the mechanism for this funding in place by the end of the year. And finally, on recovery and reconstruction, we will continue to support Ukraine's vision for its recovery and reconstruction. We'll continue to support an inclusive recovery approach that ensures the voices of women, marginalized groups, and civil society are at the heart of Ukraine's path forward. Given the scale of investment required, leveraging public and donor funding will also be necessary to mobilize significant private investment and maximize available financing. As Canada takes on from the tremendous leadership that Georgia showed at the G7 this year, we take on the G7 presidency next year, and we will continue to make sure we are all delivering on our commitments to support Ukraine in its long-term self-defense, resilience, and reconstruction needs. We will stand with you with everything it takes until you win this war. Slava Ukraini.
Distinguished guests, this concludes the virtual speaking program. Thank you for joining us.